What's up, good people? Man, hot as hell outside. Hot as hell outside. Let's get into this. I know y'all ain't got a lot of time. Let's get into this. So, as you guys know, the YouTube streets are on fire. A lot of people that I don't even follow directly, because I follow other people. You know, I kind of see certain things or whatever, and something kind of stuck out to me, and obviously it stuck out to a couple. Salute, collective tribal consciousness. Salute, it's all hot air. Salute. So I wanted to speak on this topic real quick. I kind of talked to a few subscribers that I know they actually have my phone number, so they kind of text me and say, hey, did you see this and did you see that or whatever. So one of the links that was sent to me was a content creator by the name of Gravity Takeout. Salute. And Gravity Takeout has kind of been affiliated with the Kwame Brown Go Along Get Along gang or whatever case may be. But I seen a video where he was kind of, to me, he was trying to separate himself. So salute for that. You know, there's gonna be a different type of live. I'm gonna slow walk this thing real quick for you guys. To me, he was kind of separating himself from the herd a little bit, which is good. That's man stuff. I watched his video that he did on Mr. Skinny. I watched the video that he did on Jamil Peterson. I agree with both of them. Salute. Let me get this off, y'all. Let me get this out. I agree with both of them. I agree with the approach. The only issue that I have, because I know you said something about the meat and potatoes, that's why you keep your things short, Gravity. I like for people to understand, you know what I'm saying, the full aspect. And I like to do more than surface level conversation. So that's why my conversation may exceed 10 minutes. But I get what you're doing. I get it. Something kind of stood out to me when you were doing those videos. I think that you hold people accountable when it's popular. Meat and potatoes. I think that you hold people accountable with selective accountability. Meat and potatoes. I think that you are only holding Mr. Skinny accountable because it's popular to do so. Now, I heard something in your video. I hear you. Let me get this out. I heard something in your video where you said, well, I've been seeing Mr. Skinny call somebody lupus lady for days, right? I think you said weeks, but I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. I think you said days, right? And you never said anything. You turned a blind eye to it. The difference between you and I, right, is that I don't hold people accountable when it's popular. I stand on my own 2 feet and I tell them things out of love and respect. Whether you call it constructive criticism, you call it brotherly love, you call it a man holding a woman or a man holding a... Whatever, however you want to fill in the blanks, the fact of the matter is I see people are trying to compare what you do to what I do, but it's different. I don't hold people accountable when it's popular. I don't do that. You are kicking Mr. Skinny when he's down. I'm just being real. Because I heard you talking about being real and what men do, and you know people should be able to say it real. So let me say it to you real, right? You made videos on me, calling me all types of names. You edit my videos out, snake, weasel, clown, weirdo, all of these names, right? All because of what I said in regards to what you did to the lead attorney was wrong. Right? You go back, those videos are still on there, whatever, and it really wasn't anything disrespectful for you to take it there. But for some reason, every time me and Kwame Brown had a conversation, you tend to interject yourself and say a bunch of craziness. And that's fine. I'm not worried about that. The issue is that Mr. Skinny, the same thing that you're condemning Mr. Skinny about right now, today, for the public to see, Mr. Skinny been doing those same things before when you was saluting them and shouting them out. What I didn't want to do, this is what I didn't want to do. I didn't want to go back to your videos and edit your videos and throw your photo up and take shots at you. I don't want this to be that type of live, but I want to really talk to you man to man because I don't have your direct number, okay? I don't know if you have Kwame Brown's direct number, but you know for a fact Kwame Brown has Mr. Skinny's direct number. So I got to question the validity of why you decided now to hold Mr. Skinny accountable. You say, hey, Mr. Skinny is doing the same thing that Tommy Sotomayor is doing, and how can we look at Tommy and not fault Mr. Skinny? How can we look at Mr. Skinny and not fault Tommy? And okay, I got it. I believe that there is a standard. There's a standard of conduct for men. There's a standard of conduct for women. There's a standard of conduct for us as a community, right? As a whole. For some reason, when it comes to you, right, and when it comes to other people that's around you, you guys move the goal line to wherever you see fit. You hold people accountable whenever you see fit. And I think it's unfair to whoever follows you, subscribes to you, that's saying I'm getting this real shit. Well, the real shit should be consistent. Because it's hard for me to say, well, let's hold Jamil Peterson accountable when it's popular. Let's hold Mr. Skinny accountable when it's popular. But you've never, ever, 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 ever did a video on Kwame Brown holding him accountable to the extent that you holding Mr. Skinny and Jamil accountable. And I find that a little odd. And now you're saying who should separate from who, right? Mr. Skinny is bad for Kwame Brown's brand. But see, here's the thought process. Here's the thought process, right? The individual himself can be bad for his brand. So before I can fix the people that's around or address the people that's around the individual, I must first address the individual. But for some reason, you turned a blind eye. And I heard you in your video say, you know, you can see how people might think that you're a part of a go along, get along gang. I can. Yeah. You're right. You're right. Because here's the thing. If you're not going to address the nucleus for you guys is Kwame Brown. You're not going to address him. You're not going to hold him to a standard. And I'm going to say this. Kwame Brown, right? And this is not a reaction video for Kwame Brown. Like, I'm not really doing none of those. But I just want to say this, Kwame. If you're going to say, how can people give you constructive criticism? Then here's the thing. How can you talk about what another man buys his daughter? We shouldn't even be speaking on that. If you go out and buy your children a horse, a house, a plane, bro, salute to you. You in a position to do that, man. And that's some great stuff. Hey, that child is blessed to have a father that thinks of them that much, that highly, to give them that type of gift. And instead of us applauding that man, we clown him. We get disrespectful with him. We try to act like what he's doing as a father with his daughter. I don't know what it is about these men that feel like I can talk about what you do with your kids. See, here's the issue. Stop making things so personal. If you don't want people talking about your personal life, don't talk about their personal life. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. Somebody asked me, they sent me something about Tommy Sotomayor and saying something or whatever. Listen, I've been saying nobody should be talking about nobody personally. But here's the thing. The same way that you hold Tommy Sotomayor responsible, you got to hold Kwame Brown responsible. So that's why I thought it was kind of odd that Gravity Takeout, you're talking about Mr. Skinny, but you're not talking about the nucleus, which is Kwame Brown. There's no way in the world as a father, as a man, a black man, that you should sit beside Kwame Brown and say, what you said about Gilbert Arenas buying something for his daughter is right. People, they kill me because it's like, well, I want people to leave me alone. I want people to stop talking about me. But then you start talking about them personally, and then when they attack you back personally, now people in the uproar. I don't think that we should be calling each other names. I don't think that we should be trying to dig up dirt and all. But here's the thought. I've been saying that. I was saying it when it wasn't popular. But see, now, Gravity, I kind of see that you playing chess. Playing chess. Anybody that's close to Kwame Brown, you're now excavating. Jamil Peterson, Mr. Skinny. You're now trying to position yourself so that way Kwame Brown supporters can look at you as if you are this guy of accountability. And I've always said, and people know, I've always said, just because you positive, that don't mean you perfect. But I watched how you promoted this smear campaign against me. And my issue is with that is, why are you holding men accountable now? But when I was holding Kwame Brown accountable, it was like stay in your lane type conversation. It was like that man can do whatever that man wants to do. Well, doesn't that apply to Mr. Skinny? Can he call people out their name? Can he disrespect people? See, my thing is, if I'm going to hold the whole entire panel, if I'm going to hold the whole entire panel attacking Gravity Takeout, Gravity Takeout gets pissed, and then now he says, I'm coming for everybody on the panel. I'm coming for everybody on the panel. Now, I didn't know exactly who Tommy Sotomayor was joking on. So I had to go back and sit back and look and see who he was talking about. This guy was on the panel talking shit. I want y'all to let that sink in, because we calling this down the middle. We calling this down the middle. I don't care who you like, who you don't like, who you ride with, who you cheer for, who you donate to. Let's call it down the middle, and right is right. And I've been saying that. If you're going to put yourself in harm's way to talk about other people, then guess what? People have the right to talk about you, regardless of who you are. Sorry. So for us to be selective talking about, well, Tommy Sotomayor is, and this is not me, I'm not caping for Tommy Sotomayor, but I'm saying, if I have a disability, right, whatever it is, my eye twitch, whatever, I stutter a whole lot, and I decide I want to get on a panel and talk shit about that black man or that black woman or the gay community, etc., and then when they respond back to me, you're not holding the person accountable for saying what they said to the person, but you holding the person accountable for replying back. Come on, man. If we're going to be fair, let's be fair. And I see a lot of these guys, man, it's always this selective accountability or selective outrage. It's like, well, we ain't going to say nothing about that. Gravity, I'm telling you, man, if you sit back and you look at and it's great that your videos are so short. That means you can watch a couple of them in 30 minutes, right? You're talking about seeing things wrong and never speaking up on it until now. Well, just to tell you something, young brother, now it's popular to speak out against Mr. Skinny. Now it's popular to hold men accountable. But when I was doing it, for some reason, it wasn't good. Let me tell you what you're doing, brother. You're putting people's photos up. You're tagging them. You're making an entire video about them. You're doing all the things, the same thing that ToughLove did, but ToughLove did it when it wasn't popular. He did it when it wasn't popular. He did it when he didn't have a team of people rooting, talking about how wrong Jamil Peterson is. You also said some things that I found very interesting, because I also said it. I don't know if you was watching my video. I know a lot of times you guys be in the bushes and don't want to say anything for whatever reasons, right? You said that you made a video about Mr. Skinny because you don't have a direct line. But Kwame Brown has a direct line. So you could have literally went live or commented on Kwame Brown's page and said, hey, can you give me Mr. Skinny's phone number or whatever case may be. So you chose to go public. You chose to go public. So if I was Mr. Skinny, I definitely would feel a certain type of way about that. You chose to go public. This is a man that you were saluting. And this is the problem that I have with this selective accountability and selective outrage. Because here's my thought process. I don't know anybody with Kwame Brown's phone number. But you know somebody with Mr. Skinny's phone number. So how can we now see it as what you're doing as genuine, full of integrity? Again, this is not to attack you. This is for you to see what it is that you're doing. So instead of saying, well, let me call Gravity Takeout a bunch of names. Let me say this is an aha moment. Nah, let me just talk to him man to man and say, I see the chess move. Let me get Mr. Skinny out the way. Let me get Jamil out the way. So that way I can position myself with we the people and make myself look like I'm full of integrity and et cetera, et cetera. And like I said, I think that you have something special with you. I do. I think that you have something special. I can call it down the middle. I can call it down the middle. But what I think is that you wait till it's popular to say something. And that's the difference between me and you. You wait till it's popular. But for some reason, every single person that's around Kwame Brown, you have now set on this accountability chair and played judge and jury. And then it was like, well, if you take it personal, you take it personal. Well, of course they're going to take it personal if you have direct access to them. Then you try to sell this narrative of, you know, people want me to go against Kwame Brown and hold Kwame Brown responsible, but they don't know who's talking behind the scenes. Brother, the same way that you hold other men publicly accountable is the same way that you should be holding Kwame Brown publicly accountable. Ain't that much talking behind the scenes. And the thought process is, if you were talking behind the scenes, then you would have got Mr. Skinny's phone number to talk to him out of respect behind the scenes. I'm just saying, are we going to be real, or are we going to continue to do videos hiding behind the truth, hiding behind facts? I salute you. Hey, you a father. Hey, you a black man. Hey, you talk about positivity from time to time, but you can't ever knock tough love for doing something consistently. You can never not touch. Like from now on, bro, like when you speak on my name, put respect on it. Because there's no way in hell that you can hold Mr. Skinny accountable now when it's popular. I seen Kwame Brown, he put facts. What you were saying was facts. If you go back to my when I responded somewhat to Mr. Skinny's, he did a video after I talked to you and Mr. Skinny actually dropped the videos on the same day, which I found to be ironic. But, you know, Kwame Brown turned tough love into tender love and soft love. Like he was with the jokes. He was with the disrespect, right? There was no accountability then, right? During that time, he was calling people lupus lady. He was calling people black B words. You said nothing. You sat back and you turned the other cheek. There was zero integrity. There was zero standard. But now all of a sudden you in an outrage. Let me address Mr. Skinny. Why? You're doing it because it's popular to do. That has nothing to do with being real. It has nothing to do with sincerity. It has nothing to do with integrity. You're doing it because it's real. Right? In your mind. But I'm telling you right now, to people that are consistent, right? A lot of people was like, you should go at Monty Woodgrain. You should go at this person. You should go at this person. Let me tell you something. There are some people that I'm able to talk behind the scenes and I tell them how I feel, or I say in this video, bro, I don't believe in it like the name calling. I don't believe in the disrespect or whatever. But if you choose to do it, that's what you choose to do. But my thought process is that, you know, in order for people to do better, they got to see you as consistent. I'm consistent with what I do. When I reach out to Kwame Brown and I say I say constructive criticism or whatever I'm saying, you turn what I was doing into snake and weak weasel and weirdo and clown and all of these other names. But when you hold Mr. Skinny accountable, that's supposed to be with love and respect. You told Kwame Brown, or you suggested that Kwame Brown disassociate itself with Mr. Skinny. Leave him alone. Drop him off at the bus stop. What makes you better? Let's ask some real questions. What makes you better? I can respect a man that's always genuine and 100 and truthful with me. no matter who's around, no matter if it's the popular thing to say or not, because I know what I'm getting. With you, Gravity, it seems like you're only going to say something when it's popular, when you know it's popular. I'm not attacking you. I'm giving you the real. Giving you the real. You only gonna say something to him when it's popular, and to me, that's disingenuous. Like I watch you say something. What did you say something about? Tommy Sotomayor 20 hours or something or whatever. And I'm just like, because I went and looked. I had to go look, and I said, okay, all right, he did some videos, and then I said, well, let me look at Kwame Brown and how many videos he did. Bro, he ain't that far off. So me personally, if you're going to call it down the middle, call it down the middle. Hey, why are you guys going at each other personally? Hey, why are you guys spending so much time on these part-time jobs? But you didn't call it down the middle. But then you want to hold Mr. Skinny responsible and it's just like, or accountable, or you want to give your take on that, but you ain't giving a factual take on that whole Tommy Sotomayor Kwame Brown situation. Again, I don't agree with anybody being attacked personally. It's a lot of times, like I see a lot of people, they attack me personally online. And you know who they tag in that? Kwame Brown. You know what Kwame Brown never does? Come online and tell people, hey, don't tag me in that. I don't agree with people being attacked personally. I don't agree with people being disrespected like that. So my thought process, you with it. Hell, he didn't even play, he played your video disrespecting me. Imagine me having a homeboy with 400,000 subscribers now playing this video on their channel talking about, look at Gravity having this selective accountability. Bro, that's not real. I don't care how much you edit it and you package it, right? It's not real. Just because you talk about integrity don't mean you have any. Just because you talk about loyalty to a default don't mean you have loyalty to a default. Listen, the whole go along, get along gang or whatever it is that you guys have created. You guys have been jumping people, disrespecting people, talking about people's families. Yes. Yes. And then go on, then go online and be like, oh yeah, these weak weasels and these this and this and this. You calling people names, but you don't want is that what men do? Is that what we do? At one point, we down with Mr. Skinny calling people black B words, but that's only because the comment section is saying they're calling for a body. The comment section is calling for a body, so now it's like, okay, well, I ain't trying to lose these followers, these donations, these subscribers, so hey, we might have to turn on Jamil, we might have to turn on Mr. Skinny. I only seen about 2 or 3 people say, why now are you trying to hold men accountable, Gravity? And when ToughLove was doing it, y'all joined forces to call a man a snake. I did it when it wasn't popular. I did it on my own and still doing it on my own. I don't need a bunch of people to address a situation, but I do it with love. I do it with respect. But the way you guys carried the situation, and now we at this fork in the road where now we want to talk accountability. You can't hold a man accountable when you was ignoring his actions from just 2 weeks ago. Mr. Skinny, listen, let me tell you something, man. One thing I can say about you is that you have been the same since day one. Since I first heard about you, you've been disrespectful the entire time. You have not changed your stance or your views. So anybody that's attacking you right now, that's saying how wrong you are right now, to me personally, is full of shit. If you didn't say nothing when it wasn't popular, why are you saying something now? He says everybody has an ulterior motive. What's your motive, Gravity? What's your motive? I read your comments, man, and people just thought what you were saying was just so spot on and so great and so amazing. And my thought, I said, nobody asks why are you saying it now when he's been doing it? Now you probably would think, well, I guess it's one of those situations where it's better late than never. Okay, I can accept that to a certain extent. But when you told Kwame Brown that he needs to possibly disassociate himself, Kwame Brown, I'm surprised you let that go. If he was you, he'll disassociate himself. I thought you didn't like when people say if they were you, what they would do. If they were in your shoes, what they would do. And I'm gonna be honest with you, man, Kwame Brown. You don't defend Mr. Skinny like Mr. Skinny defends you. You don't. Because it's interesting to me that you didn't tell Gravity Takeout, like, why would you do this video on Mr. Skinny when you just was saluting Mr. Skinny? And if you, as soon, Gravity Takeout, as soon as you said that you seen this man call a lady lupus, call for a lady R word, as soon as you did that, you did no videos against Mr. Skinny. You sat back in the cut. You was chilling. Wasn't a concern for you. But now it's a concern. So my thought, like, why are you concerned now? Why is accountability important now? I think now we're going to really find out really who you are. I'm going to be honest with you. I think now we're going to find out really who you are. Now, this is not a disrespect or attack you. I'm just saying that we're going to be holding men accountable. Then let's hold all men accountable. Don't wait till it's cool to do it. Don't wait till everybody agrees with what you think everybody will agree with. And I think that's the issue. And I don't know if that comes with your age, maturity level, or whatever the case may be. But it just seems like, to me, everyone that you're holding responsible or accountable for something, everybody already said they wrong for some instance. Now I get it. Everybody's going to do different things. Everybody's going to see things different ways. I get all that. I get all that. But I just feel like you've attacked people for no reason. Like you've called them names. And just, listen, allegedly ain't going to save you. Y'all need to stop that. Allegedly saying somebody is this, and this, and then saying allegedly behind it in the court of law is not going to save you. It is not. It's not. You can keep on trying it, though. You can keep on trying. It didn't save Tasha K. It didn't save her. We're talking about what we're doing for clicks and views while still doing the nonsense for clicks and views. Gravity Takeout, I can take your perspective because I'm going to be honest with you. When I was subscribed to your channel, I don't never remember you saying the N-word. I don't even never remember you cursing. But now it's like you didn't incorporated those things into your conversation. So it is what it is or whatever. I mean, I'm not subscribed, but I get, you know what I'm saying, we've always had mutual subscribers, just like Kwame Brown, just like Hassan Kemp. So it's like I really don't need to be directly connected to whatever it is that's going on or whatever, because me, if you're going to do something, it's about consistency. And I talk about accountability. I talk about self-love. I talk about empowerment. I talk about reflecting instead of deflecting. I talk about a lot of things. And it's interesting to me that Gravity Takeout would be like, well, you're not my cup of tea. You're not my type of dude. So you was friends with Mr. Skinny. And while you were friends with Mr. Skinny, never told Mr. Skinny that he was wrong. So that whole drop off, you know, I got to go handle real business and I'm going to drop you off. While you dropping him off at the bus stop or back at home, you should have been telling him some real shit then. You should have been telling him you don't agree with him then when he was in your face. Don't drop him off and go down the street and talk shit. Get on live and talk shit about him. That ain't no real shit. Salute. I'm gonna get to the chat in a minute. I just feel like, you know, we gonna be genuine. Let's be genuine, and we gonna say, like, stop the name calling. That's a standard for everybody. And we gonna hold accountability, and hold accountability for everybody. Stop moving the goal line. Okay, we got 5 yards to go, and we formalize our play. We get everybody in position. Then we look, and now the goal line 50 yards away. Because you don't want somebody else to be right. You don't want nobody else to get views. You don't want nobody else to get subscribers. You don't want nobody else's message to get out there. Like, we got to stop the nonsense. You can't hold a man accountable, and then the guy that's holding everybody accountable to the same standard, he a snake and a weak weasel, but you real. I'm about to piss somebody off. I'm just saying. This selective realness, this selective outrage, this selective accountability. If I was Mr. Skinny, I'll be mad as hell. If I was Kwame Brown, I'd be scratching my head like, what was your real thing that you was driving at here, Gravity? He jumps down in your comment sections and says facts. Facts. Okay. Facts. Well, let's talk about the facts. The fact is that Kwame Brown, Gravity Takeout, and a whole lot of other people, you guys sit online and you call men names, right? There's a lot of personal stuff floating around. There's a lot of lack of accountability. There's a lot of lack of brotherhood. And you guys do videos, edit videos, disrespecting people or whatever the case may be. Now, it's sad because out of everyone, I'm trying to find the person that has the integrity. I'm like some people were talking about. Oh well, 2 years ago, Kwame Brown is this and that. I don't really. I'm talking about now. I don't want to talk about 2 years ago. Anybody online so concerned about 2 years ago and 3 years ago and 4 years ago? Like those people ain't living in real reality. You could have been a crackhead 2 years ago. You could have been homeless 2 years ago. Your credit score could have been 403 2 years ago. You could have been getting a divorce. Your child could have died too. Like, show me a perfect person. Show me a person that has not been through any trial and tribulations. It's amazing to me when people try to remind you of your trial and tribulations. They want to like applaud the fact that you done been through some shit. Well, I heard your man left you. I heard your girl left you. I heard this and I heard. It's like they want to remind you to keep you in this bad space. Why? See, Gravity, the difference between you and I is that I don't want to remind people about keeping them in a bad space. I want to empower people. If we're moving forward and we say, man, I'm not going to be calling your name. I ain't going to be disrespecting you. I'm not going to be affiliated or attached. When Miss 504, Gravity, check this out. Miss 504 talked about my daughter. Dogged her out. She's 3 years old. She's 3 years old. You didn't make no videos about that. You make no videos about that. Even though I made a video about hoping that you recover from the C19 and your child, when my child was being disrespected, you made no videos. But now we're holding men accountable because the status quo, the masses say it's cool to hold them accountable now. It's cool to turn on them. And then we talked about this Dulo twist or whatever the fuck that's supposed to mean. It's funny because these men, like, they sit back and they act like they would never do this. They would never do that. But they sit there and they do it. They applaud people who do it. They promote their videos. They salute them and send them shots out. They do it. I had a guy sit online like smoking cigarettes. Oh yeah, let me tell you about tough love, tender love, soft love. Like, bro, like I ain't call you not one name. You can say Mario or you can say tough love. You can say tough. When you start promoting disrespect for people and they return said disrespect, don't start crying. When you talk about people's kids, you talk about people's parents, you talk about people's jobs, you're doxing them, you're doing all of these things that's personal. When you take it from the platform, you think that it's just going to be a regular back and forth conversation or whatever. And then what's going to happen is, like, you got this picture of somebody. Like, imagine somebody saying, well, you didn't have money for a vehicle 2 years ago. But what that got to do with today? You gonna fuck around and do a video and say something disrespectful, and they gonna take the money they got now, get a vehicle, and come pull up on you. And there ain't gonna be no talking. It's gonna be baseball bats, knives, and guns. And you're gonna be like, it was just a video. I was just playing. I was just trying to fit in for clicks and views. And this is why I try to remind people, man, everything's not worth it. Everything's not worth it. It's not worth well, let me select who I want to hold accountable today. Bruh, hold on, listen, you said something about if a man ain't taking care of his kids, what I look like hanging with him. If a man ain't doing this, if a man disrespecting women, what I look like hanging with him. But you were hanging with him. You were shouting them out. You were saluting them. And this is what's crazy to me is because you go back in my videos, which people are, I don't know why they selective editing, but I simply said anybody that I've talked about and gave constructive criticism to, if I've agreed with them, I agree with them. You had somebody tell me, you switched up on Kwame. Bruh, how I switch? That's like we all watching a football game. They say, hey, what do you think was the best play of the game? I say, hey, it was that third and long play. Somebody else say, nah, it was that special punt return. We disagree, but we agree that we like the team. So at some point in time, I can agree, but when I disagree, now I need to be called names. And we say that's real man shit. I had men listen to our videos to see if they could pull something negative about me saying something about Kwame Brown. But if you listen to the whole video, you can get the vibe of the video. Stop trying to create a narrative. Listen to the video. Whether it's an hour, 30 minutes, 4 hours, listen to it. Get your own vibe. Don't let nobody put a battery in your back and say, oh yeah, he's like this. I would rather keep somebody around me or listen to someone that is consistent with accountability than someone who says, is it safe to talk about accountability now? Is it safe to hold him responsible? Is it okay? Now, I will say this, man. Again, I said 90% of what you said about Jamil Peterson and Mr. Skinny was spot on. You must haven't been here long. And today ain't the day for me to be entertaining that. Yeah, you definitely haven't been here long. You know what I'm saying? This has nothing to do with none of that. This has something to do with, and it's not about somebody receiving good comments. I'm giving you a good comment. I'm giving you a good comment. What I'm thinking though is, why now? Why when you were seeing it happen, you didn't say anything then? And of course, somebody like me, of course I would say, well, it does seem kind of odd. If we're going to hold him accountable, we got to hold him accountable. If we're going to hold her accountable, we got to hold her accountable. But the standard has to be the same, because if don't nobody know the standard, how the hell can they live up to the standard? How can they meet the standard? How do they know what exactly they need to do in order to be of the standard? If you keep moving the standard around, you can't hold Jamil Peterson and Mr. Skinny accountable if you're not going to hold Kwame Brown accountable. You can't hold Charleston White and Tommy Sotomayor accountable if you're not going to hold Kwame Brown accountable. Anybody in this goddamn chat that don't agree with that, bro, listen, you are not there yet. Mentally, you are just not there. If you're saying that the standard needs to be moved around and it's okay, cool. This ain't for you. Keep moving. This ain't for you. Keep moving. I'm cool with that. But I'm not going to selectively, oh yeah, I agree with Tommy Sotomayor, but I'm going against Kwame. I agree with Kwame, but I'm going against... No, I'm going to call it down the middle. Right is right and wrong is wrong. I've been saying that. So for people to try to promote this, like, let's talk about jealousy. Let me tell you something, man. And I'm going to try not to get too off topic or whatever case may be. You guys sit online and you cheer and you applaud men attacking one another. You cheer and applaud. The same people that's in Gravity Takeout's chat room, right? then I'll run to Mr. Skinny's chat room. They'll sit over here and talk about gravity over here, and then they'll sit over here and talk about Mr. Skinny over here. But these are the same people. Back and forth, all day, gassing these content creators up to attack one another. Thinking that it's cool. Let me donate to your platform. And you think that I'm going to lose myself because another man who promotes inconsistency. I need to be jealous of the man that promotes inconsistency and calls me names because I'm promoting consistency. I'm either going to agree or I'm going to disagree, but I'm not going to play this thing like we're friends. We're best buddies. I'm not going to do that, because if I really have a respect for you and I'm calling you my brother, right, my sister, and I know there is someone that can contact you, then I'm going to get the number and contact you. I don't know what to tell you about that. If I know I have a way to contact you and I don't. With Jamil Peterson, he tried to he came on my live and tried to give me his number. It was the wrong number, but I listened to, somebody sent me the Miss 504, her she called it hardcore love or whatever. She started off with she was gonna say tough love, but then she said hard love or hardcore love, which I thought was interesting. But I heard what she said to Jamil Peterson, and again, spot on. He shouldn't be babied. He's a grown man. At this particular time, it's like, man, listen, we all lose people. We all go through some type of stress, anxiety. It's how you deal with it, and you have people encouraging you to continue to do what it is. Oh, you'll heal when you heal. Well, you healing shouldn't be toxic. You healing shouldn't be narcissistic. You healing shouldn't be hurting the people that love you the most. So when you have people that care enough about it to speak on it, then they should speak on it. I'm a subscriber to Jamil. Hell, I'm still a subscriber to Jamil, and I think at some point in time, he'll get better. But let me talk to you guys about something which is interesting. Jamil did and I really didn't catch it like that because I only really seen one. But one of the subscribers, I guess they're mutual subscribers of me and him, he did like 7 skits on me at one time. 7 skits. The skits were about me saying my thought process. And I seen one of them and I thought it was funny. I thought it was cool. But guess who he tagged in it? He didn't tag me, he tagged Kwame Brown. And I told him, I said, it's a difference between people laughing at you versus laughing with you. And that's the same thing I told him in the video that I was doing for him. I said, bro, it's a difference between people laughing at you than laughing with you. Nobody's laughing with you as you self-destruct. It's nothing funny. It's nothing funny. You're listening to a woman plead with you to stop, and you keep going in the wrong direction. Nothing funny about that. But you had men that he sends shots out to, pimp his pain out. Come tell your story. Yep, I'm about to collect these donations. Nobody said it was wrong. Men flying all over the country and doing all of these other things, but nobody flew in to say, Jamil, let me talk to you, bro. Come here. Sit down. I don't agree with what you're doing. I'm going to be honest with you. I believe the first person out of that entire circle to say something that I felt that was kind of real was Gravity Takeout. To hold him to a standard. To say what you're doing is wrong. Hey, look, I can agree with you on some things, but this right here ain't my cup of tea. I can agree with that. The same thing you did with Jamil Peterson is the same thing I did with Kwame Brown. But I was called every name in the book. But I can sit here right now and be fair and impartial with you and say, I agree. How many times have you heard Gravity Takeout say, I agree with ToughLove? That's kind of ironic if you holding people accountable and ToughLove is holding people accountable. Now I can see if I do a video and I don't tag the person I don't put their picture up. You don't know who I'm talking about until 15 minutes into the video, and I start talking about going on a rant about a person. But I've never done that. So it was never any snake shit, any weak weasel shit, none of that shit. And people got the nerves, like, oh yeah, you're just jealous. Yeah, you're jealous. And I'm just like, for what? I'm consistent. But see, when people want to find a way to make what you're saying bad. If I was calling women the B word or disrespecting black women, and somebody was holding me accountable, it wouldn't matter how many subscribers I had. You know, it wouldn't matter how many subscribers they had. It wouldn't matter if they were black, white, or whatever. It's just like, hey man, hey, chill. I ain't trying to tell you how to run your platform. I'm just saying that, that ain't cool. Oh, whoa, wait a minute. So you can give your suggestion, you can give your perspective, you can give your opinion. But if other people, I know this is it's a pattern. Like, you can give your perspective, your opinion, your observation, your constructive criticism, whatever it is you want to put on and fill in the blank. You can give yours freely. Without somebody saying, hey, what's your perspective and what's your opinion? You give yours freely. But if other people do it, they every name in the book. I was listening to what is his name? Something TV. Tazo TV? Tazo TV says, I'm taking a 2-week break from social media. These old men these old men are poor examples. I mean, to say the least. He said they're poor examples. And I have to agree. But you know what? I don't just blame the content creators. I blame the people who subscribe to the narrative. You sit in the comments and you cheer when people are talking about people personally. When people are calling people names, you sit and you cheer. So if the content creators are going to be held responsible, then so should the subscribers. Because if that's the case, you might as well do a video. See, this is the thing. You might, if you're going to sit there and you're going to talk about somebody personally, you might as well turn off the comment section. So nobody can comment. So that way it can just be you and that person in mano a mano. But I noticed that people need a cheer squad. They need people to hype them up. They need people to say, we appreciate what you're doing. It's so necessary. At some point in time, man, we need to be real with ourselves. We ain't got to be perfect. We just got to do better. And doing better, got to say, hey, there's a certain line we're not going to cross. I'm not going to sit here and disrespect Gravity Takeout as a father. I'm not going to, oh, well, because you brought your daughter this, let me talk about you. Why? If you don't want nobody talking about you, don't talk about them. Especially as a parent. Salute to the chat. We always talking about doing better, but never do better. You know what I'm saying? I can appreciate somebody saying, hey, look, man, I got love, I got respect for you, and this is just how I see it, man. It's not no malice with it. It's not no undertone. It's not, everything is not a sneak diss. Some people are just being real with you. Some people just being straight up real with you. You don't have to put no narrative on it. You ain't got to edit no videos. Because here's the thing. Normally when I speak, it's live. It's raw. It's uncut. And I do that on purpose so you guys can get the entire vibe. I don't want to make the narrative up. I could have sat here and did some real crazy shit with some editing skills and said, well, damn, I can put every time you saluted this man out, you was smiling and you was on the panels with him and all this other stuff. And he was disrespecting people then and you said nothing. You act like you didn't hear it. You didn't see it. I could have did all of that, but I didn't do it. But that's what you do. And it's unfair, man. It's unfair. It's not only unfair to myself and to my audience, but it's unfair to your audience because you're selling this narrative is Gravity Takeout, can hold other men responsible, but when other men hold people responsible, I need to call them names and disrespect them. I didn't see not one person out of your whole group Tell Miss 504 she was wrong for talking about my 3-year-old. Not one. But now everybody wants to talk about how wrong Mr. Skinny is. Crazy to me. Crazy to me. Should he be held accountable? Yeah, he should be held accountable. But if I'm chilling with you at the bar, we drinking, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, I'm seeing you do all this bad, wrong stuff that I say. I'm going to tell you at the bar. I'm not going to wait to go home and go live and say, oh, yeah, let me tell y'all this. And then edit the video. Then edit the video. I mean, are we brothers or are we enemies? I see a lot of, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I see a lot of people regurgitating some of the things that I've said. Be honest with y'all. I see a lot of people regurgitating some of the things that I said, and it's interesting to me because you can't condemn others and then try to formulate your thought to promote the same narrative. Either we're holding people accountable or we ain't. Either it's about positivity or it's not. Either it's about leadership or it's not. Either it's about role models and protectors and providers or it's not. Either it's about being real or it's not. But when somebody else does it, the first narrative we put is weak weasel, jealousy, weirdo, clown. We put in all these other narratives, but then you turn around and do the same thing. Well, I'm kind of shocked. I'm kind of shocked. I literally seen 4 or 5 people talking about this is the same thing ToughLove was doing, and y'all ganged up on them. So how do we spin the narrative now? How do we spin it now? Do we agree? Hey, yeah, okay, I got it. All right, you got me, ToughLove. Or do we spin it again? Do we spin it again? This is what you're not going to get from me. You're not going to get people doing videos on Gravity Takeout, self-talk, straight talk, Carcino for Life, Kwame Brown. You're not going to get me promoting those videos, right? However, here's a thought process. A lot of these people you guys have violated. You violated them people, right? And you stood beside people who violated those people. You never talked to them. You never said, hey, stop, chill. Now, if I have a direct line, I'm be like, yo, bro, are you wilding? You really wilding or whatever, you know. But you guys have violated a lot of people, right? We could say in the name of Kwame Brown. But see, the thing about, I don't really want to put it all on his shoulders because he can't control what grown men do, but he definitely can promote what he supports and what he doesn't support. Mr. Skinny did not just start calling women out their name. So for him to be like in your comment section talking about facts, well, how come ain't nobody call it out 2 weeks ago, a month ago? It just seemed like it's selective. Like we're gonna hold you responsible. We're gonna call you like. So is Mr. Skinny a weak weasel? Just asking. Now you gonna call him a weak weasel? Do you now call him names? Is he now gonna be? Are you now gonna say he's jealous of Kwame Brown, or he's jealous of Gravity, or he's jealous of Straight Talk, or he's jealous of Self Talk? Like, are you now gonna put that same narrative on him? Because nobody held him responsible for anything before. It was cool when Mr. Skinny was making videos to attack I don't know, I said Tommy Sotomayor, to attack anybody else that for some reason had an issue with Kwame Brown. Hell, even me. It was all good what he said. There was no standard involved. There was no respect involved. Hey, bro, yeah, we with you. Salute, salute. It was funny. We in the comments. We sharing the videos. We telling people go subscribe, like, and share. It was all that. But the minute you have women now in an outrage in Kwame Brown's chat, in Gravity Takeout's chat, saying we're holding this man responsible for doing X, Y, and Z, and how could you stand and watch this and not do anything? Now we decide to do something. Well, how come as men we can't lead ourselves? How come as men we can't think for ourselves? The outrage versus Mr. Skinny is not led by men. It's led by women saying that what you're doing is wrong. So you decided, okay, let me do a video about it. You didn't want to talk to that man behind the scenes. You didn't want to, that's what I'm saying about these guys. Like, they don't want to talk behind the scenes. They want everything to be public for shame. They want to shame you into submission. They want to shame you into submission. How dare you talk about positivity? Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Kwame Brown says, if I was Gilbert Arenas, I would have brought her a Subaru. Them safe cars. So you can put yourself in somebody else's shoes and say what you would have done. But if somebody says, hey, if I was you, I would have did this and this and that. But you ain't me. Okay. And nobody thinks that's crazy and odd. Nobody thinks that's crazy and odd. I watch people disrespect people because they have an education, because they put proper sentences together. I can't. Hold on, wait, hold on. I watch people say, let me go 3 years and 4 years back and try to find something and do that. Like, I'm just like, man, what about the here and now? What about the here and now? Hey, listen, for a man to be able to buy his daughter a Porsche, hell, I wish I could buy my daughter a Porsche. You know, I wanted to get me a G-Wagon, but I was just like, bro, that's not worth it. That's damn near a house. But I'm just saying, man, can we be real for an instance? Like, Gravity, please don't reply back with no sneak dissing and calling me names and all this stuff, man. Because at this particular point, I think what I'm saying is very realistic. Why are you holding men accountable now? Meat and potatoes. Why now? Why, when it's popular, Gravity Takeout wants to hold these same men that he saw doing wrong then, but didn't say anything? Now, I get it. Hey, sometimes you got to separate yourself from the herd. But see, the great thing about it is I never was a part of the herd, Gravity. But welcome. Welcome to solidarity, to individualism. Good job. If we're going to do better, then let's do better. Let's stop supporting everything that's negative and start supporting the things that's positive. Again, being positive don't mean you perfect, but damn, I should be able to look at your video and say, this is positive shit. But you can't call Mr. Skinny out and not call Kwame Brown out. You can't call Tommy Sotomayor and Charleston White and say, well, I ain't going to call Kwame. You don't have one video with the intensity that you put on Jamil or the intensity that you put on Mr. Skinny calling Kwame Brown out. And there's been numerous things that you could have said. You did a video, oh my God. You did a video when I talked to Kwame Brown, which wasn't a debate. I didn't get no questions or none of that. You said I got secondhand embarrassment. Brother, let me tell you something. I don't know if you know what the setup was. That was for Kwame Brown to ask ToughLove some questions. After my Miss 504 thing, after me asking him some questions, I thought the questions was pretty good. Accountability, the biggest disagreements between men and women. Thought it was solid. Kwame Brown wanted to question me about why I put a beer in a thumbnail with his photo. Let that breathe. Let it breathe. I can't combat a man who's promoting the conversation to stay personal. You know your life better than me. That's why I don't talk to men about what they personally do. Imagine me saying, I want to interview Gilbert Arenas, right? And then scold him. How dare you buy your daughter a Porsche? Who do you think you are? Why are you showing off? How dare I hold you responsible for what you're doing personally? Well, the question that he should ask is, why are you even asking that question? If you don't believe as content creators we have a responsibility as men to carry ourselves a certain type of way, we can joke, we can bullshit from time to time, but when we start pulling people's personal lives into situations, we try to do things to dismantle people's character or whatever because we have a disagreement. We don't agree on this particular topic or at this particular juncture. I don't lose myself because I disagree with somebody. You literally see me in the microphone just like this. Okay? I wasn't there to lead the conversation. I wasn't there to combat Kwame. I wasn't there to be yeah, let me win this argument. If that's how he came to the conversation, then that's fine. But I wasn't there to attack anybody. Me personally, hey, I'm gonna talk to ToughLove. I'm turning off the comment section. Let's go. Let's do this because we talk about distractors and then we do things that's distractive while we're having a conversation. And the only thing you caught out of that was you got secondhand embarrassment. Wow. Selective accountability, selective outrage. There's no fear. You know how many people I've talked people out of committing suicide. I've talked people out of shooting people. You see what I'm saying? A conversation with Kwame Brown ain't mind blowing. Definitely not. If anything, I'm like, well, are you asking me a question? Like what is, like you're making statement after statement after statement, and then when I go to talk to get into the rhythm of the conversation, you cut me off, and then you make statement after statement after statement. Anybody that knows about communication knows you can't communicate and have anything successful with that. But you got secondhand embarrassment. Well, this is the thought process. I will extend an olive branch. And I don't know if you're going to be one of those guys where you say, well, you know, oh, well, I'm not trying to have this conversation in this. No, not a debate. Nope. But I will do this for you. I will drop my name down into the description box and I will put my email on there. If you want to have a one-on-one conversation, whether it's live or whether behind closed doors, because I'm very curious about why you're holding men accountable now. Very curious, because it seems to be the men that you're holding accountable now, everybody is saying is wrong. But you said in your video, I saw this for myself. But when you saw it, you did nothing about it. You waited till everybody else was like, yeah, he's wrong, he's wrong. Okay, he wrong? Okay, video time. That's not what I do, man. When I see it, I speak on it. That's why I was so unpopular with whoever. If we gonna do better, man, let's do. That's all I'm saying, man. We gonna do better, let's do better. But I'm willing to have a conversation with you, man. I believe that you do have potential. I haven't said anything to disrespect you, disrespect your family, call you out your name. So when you say tough love, don't the shots and the negativity and the nonsense or whatever. I think that you're on to something. And I applaud your journey in the direction that you're heading. Because you should be holding the men around you accountable to a standard. That doesn't mean you have an authority over anybody because you're saying, brother, we can do better. But it's funny how Kwame Brown didn't give you that same speech. Selective. And all of this is based on who we like type nonsense. Brother, listen. I don't have to like you to show you respect. I don't have to like you to hope that you and your family stay strong and positive and healthy. I'm not trying to be your fucking friend. You ain't trying to be my friend. But what we trying to do is at least set some type of narrative that, look, bro, like, I don't just let anything fly. We're not talking about 2 years ago, 3 years ago. We ain't trying to bring up the past. We're talking about now. And right now, I see a young man who's saying, it is lucrative for me to hold men accountable now. Versus when a man like myself was holding these same gentlemen accountable. When I did my reply back to you, I mentioned Mr. Skinny, and I said the same thing that you're saying now. And I know you saw that video. But you ignored what I was saying, so that way you can promote this whole narrative of how cool and tight your go along, get along gang was. I've never did a video saying I'm glad that you guys are breaking up, you guys are having internal beefs or whatever case may be. But I'm telling you like this, man. What you did to me and others was wrong, was disrespectful. How you promote yourself and your content says a lot about your character. Instead of looking at my videos trying to find negativity, trying to say, let me piece this narrative together so I can sell this guy is a bad person. Well, my thought process is I promote consistency for men, respect for men, respect for women, respect for communities. It's not about a bunch of disrespect. It's not about a bunch of sneak dissing. It's about actually trying to have a conversation with people where they don't have to feel afraid to disagree. You have content creators that will go run to Kwame's chat and be all up in Kwame's chat. Hey, Kwame, you the best, or whatever. But then scared to come over here and say anything. Why is that? If there's no go along, get along gang, why is that? These are all questions for you, Gravity. Why is that? Or we can do this live. I believe I got some questions that probably would, make things look a little crazy. Why is that? Stop trying to put a narrative that you don't hear, a narrative that you don't see. Just take the message. Forget, I could be black, white, oriental, whatever the case may be. Hell, you can block my hair, listen to the message. Why is accountability so important right now? If you go back 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks, a month ago, 2 months ago, I asked Kwame Brown the same thing. Obviously, accountability was important. Hell, Mr. Skinny even made a joke about it. Oh, what do you think about accountability? Ha 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 ha. I don't see what the fuck's the joke. I don't see what the joke is. These same black women that sit in these chats, that are educated, that are successful, that are mothers, that are wives, that are leaders, that are CEOs. You can't tell me that you ain't scratching your head talking about, well, if he was calling ladies the B word 2 weeks ago, why these videos ain't come out 2 weeks ago? Why did y'all wait till we started saying shit in the chat to now do videos? You can't tell me that's not odd. So if you feel like you one hell of an N-word, why were you ignoring all of this stuff 2 weeks ago? Somebody said there's no way in hell that somebody would have an issue with you, ToughLove. I said, well, everybody ain't gonna always agree. And they're like, nah, but. And it was explained to me like, you're not attacking people personally. You don't deliberately get online and say, hey, y'all, let's all team up on this one particular person on a regular basis, but they got an issue with you. I said, brother, listen, people always gonna have issues with people. That's how life is. But I'm not carrying grudges. Things have been done, and it's hellacious things, malicious things. But I try to sit here because I know that, the lesson learned from that is I don't want to lose myself, my integrity and my peace trying to attack everybody because they trying to get their views up. Okay, I appreciate that, DMV. Ricky, what's going on, man? What's going on? Let me explain that too. The KTU thing. ToughLove has more of a focus and is more about promoting a brand about empowerment. It's about people coming together, having a tough conversation, us being able to agree to disagree. That's what ToughLove is about. Mr. KTU was, a guy trying to feel his way around and just trying to talk about issues and not really knowing how YouTube really functions, and I think there's a big difference between the two. Being Tough Love is more serious about promoting a brand, where Mr. KTU was kind of like, okay, shit, we just, going back and forth. It is what it is, and it's to me, it's a waste of time. I always felt like the conversations was definitely necessary, but it wasn't focused. It wasn't focused. It didn't have the energy behind it that it needed in reference to foundation. And I believe now it has a foundation. So for those people that knew KTU and all that great stuff or whatever, it's a totally different, like how I came onto YouTube 3 years ago, and then went in reference to a hiatus. I had my daughters. I was going to get my master's degree. I was transitioning out the military. So KTU to Tough Love is a total different, shift or whatever the case may be. I know some people took credit for the hiatus, but I mean, it is what it is. People gonna say what they want to say. I'm not here, and I don't want nobody to be here to have to like defend themselves all the time. Like, you should be able to come here and have a conversation, and even if it's for just venting or to help people, or a combination of both. I get it. Everybody's here for a different reason. Everybody is promoting something different. And really, man, I'm just, to me, this is a 20 to 30% therapy for me. 20 to 30% therapy for me. This is the reason why I say I can agree with some of the things Kwame Brown has said. I can agree with some of the things Tommy Sotomayor has said, Kevin Samuels. A lot of these guys that are online, I can say I agree to disagree at times. But for some reason, when I say I disagree, I need to be called names. I need to be disrespected. And there's people cheering for that. I had people try to violate my military career, my education, my children, my character. And I'm just like, for what? And none of these people, when I drop my email in the link, none of these people email me. None of these people are willing to talk to me, but you'll talk about me. And the thing about it is, I said in one video, a lot of these people that are talking about you, they don't have a resume. They have no accomplishments. They never tell you this is the type of job or career that I have. Hey, I own businesses. I do this. Like, none of them. It's just like I'm in front of YouTube, in front of the camera talking shit. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. What's your resume? That's not good enough. What achievements do you have? At least when somebody talks to me, they understand, okay, what achievements he has. Versus somebody just randomly putting your name in a title with no achievements and never showcases any achievement. It's like, well, who are you? Showcase who you are. If you're going to speak and say, hey, we should be doing this, or we should be having this type of conversation. Well, okay, what's your background? Where you come from? What you're built on? What are your standards and what are your morals? Not just get online and just be like, oh, I'm just going to say anything and everything under the sun to disrespect you. Well, my thing about it is, you don't even deserve a reply back. I had a lady named, what is her name? Sister T. Sister T said, where's your woman? You must be gay. Let me sip this water. Hold on, let me sip this water before I say this. And somebody sent me the video. And I think I listened to like the first little, and when I heard that, I just clicked it off or whatever. And let me say this to her real quick. I don't know what it is about women, and when they feel like they need to attack men, the first thing that they say is, you must be a homosexual. I don't know what it is. I heard you say that you were 50 plus years old. So I'm going to respect my elders. And I think that's my problem, is that I always approach these situations with a level of respect and integrity that nobody else uses, right? Sister T, you don't know me, right? I've never done anything to disrespect you. I had a conversation with Kwame Brown, and for some reason, you felt the need to disrespect me and call me gay. And this is the things that I say about Kwame Brown. These are the type of people that support you. These are the type of people that support you. Ain't nothing suspect about me. Sorry. Anybody that's around me knows for a fact that I like women. But for you to throw that narrative in there, to me, is very distasteful. You can take it however you want to. I actually seen you in the comment section of Jamil acting like you cared about him so much. Okay, cool. But then you disrespect me and you don't know me. I'm not online calling black women out their names. I'm not online acting a fool and acting crazy. But I need to be disrespected. But Jamil Peterson needs to be respected. I guess I'm a little bit confused about that, how that works. Guess I ain't smart enough to understand how that works. To me, a lot of you guys promote this popularity of I'm not going to hold the popular people accountable, but I'm going to hold anybody that's not as popular. I'm going to disrespect them. I'm going to talk about their sexuality. I'm going to talk about their family. I'm going to talk about their career. I don't want to go back and forth with a person that has no career. I don't want to go back and forth with a person that has no goals in life. Your goal is to get online and to dismantle anybody opposite of the person that you like. That's your goal. That's what you wake up to do. You put your face on social media to let everybody know how you promote hatred. As a senior citizen, to each their own. To each their own. It's funny because I see a lot of people who do these spin-off videos and promote negativity, but nobody else, they never do spin-off videos to promote anything positive that's being said on this channel. Never does do anything positive that promote anything good. And it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's crazy to me. And I just wish that Kwame Brown was man enough to say, don't do this in my name. Don't do this and say that we cool. Like right now, we get into a point where, oh well, I'm gonna tell Mr. Skinny Day, don't be talking about my daddy and don't do this, don't do it in my name. Hey Jamil, don't do it in my name. Well, you got a lot of people that doing things to try to gain favor. And to me, a man would be like, man, look, I'm not going to play your videos bashing another man or another woman or a community on my platform. You got a platform of over 400,000 people. 400,000 people. You can promote something good and positive and building communities, or you can promote something negative and full of drama. Your content is your character. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Mario J. This is Tough Love. I appreciate everybody's time. Hopefully somebody gets something out of this. Again, it wasn't a bash fest. It wasn't a disrespectful fest. But I'm just like, and this is to everybody. Why is accountability important now? Why is your brotherly love important now? Your sisterly love important now? But it wasn't important then. You turned a blind eye then. Didn't matter then. And these same people that were around you disrespecting people, doxing people, calling people out their names, talking about their family, talking about their kids and their job and all this other stuff, right? Dismantling their character. You said nothing. Sister T, you said nothing. Gravity Takeout, you said nothing. Straight Talk, you said nothing. Said nothing. You sat back and chilled. You did more videos promoting hatred and slander for people and cyberbullying than actually saying, why are we even doing this, period? Till next time, adult up. Peace.